Hey friends, it's Ryan with The Psychic Lawyer. Welcome back to my channel. I want to do a video today, talk a little bit about the astrology, but I've been talking to a lot of friends, watching the news, and things seem pretty crazy, right? The universe is changing, and this is the trigger point, essentially. And if you watch Western astrologers, they're going to give you some really great predictions. I follow Vedic, and I follow both actually, but I want to take you just a little bit deeper today. It's going to be a tough week for people, maybe a tough couple of weeks. We are at a point in the moon cycle, the lunar cycle, where you have to start taking action and something is coming into consciousness. And to be frank, the energies within the Vedic area pointing to relationships, possible betrayals. And it also has to deal with the other woman. So fruit of the tree, looking at lineage, and what it is you've compiled as far as merit. So watch for themes of merit and watch for themes of devotion. The conjunction of Mars and Jupiter on the Western side is happening in Gemini. On the Vedic side, it's happening in Taurus in the nakshatra Rohini. Rohini is known as Moon's favorite nakshatra to be in. Rohini has problems with devotion. Rohini will be tested to see if Rohini really is devoted to its person. That is the ultimate test of Rohini, and right now Venus is in the nakshatra Purva Falguni, and Purva Falguni is known as the other woman. Just as if Rohini, who is kind of like the perfect woman, Rohini is the red woman in the Matrix, essentially. Moon spends more time in Rohini, and it causes jealousy, to be quite honest. One person's getting more attention than the other. And devotion for the moon is hard. The moon in general in Vedic astrology is known as a philanderer, not devoted to his person, has 27 wives, and moon is cursed to wax and wane because of his sexual predilections. It's very different in Vedic, and with Venus coming up to an opposition to Saturn, based on where it's at, it has a lot to do with your friends, your network circles, your alliances. Maybe you thought a friend turns out not to be a friend. Maybe an enemy you thought was an enemy turns out to actually be a friend. But really, this has to do with your devotion. Do you have single-pointed focus? Or are you putting your eggs in all of the different baskets and you're realizing that that is not the way to love? That is not going to earn you, that's not going to earn you that single-pointed focus of love that many of us are looking for. And Rohini, Purva Falguni have an odd relationship. Like I said, Rohini is kind of like the perfect woman, and if Rohini can't give, or if Rohini has problems with devotion, Purva Falguni is the other woman. So a lot of people are going to come to realizations about cheating spouses, things happening underneath the surface, toxic people. The sun right now is in Ashlesha. It's the very end of Cancer, and in Vedic mythology, where the fixed stars are sitting, this is where the Hydra is at. It's multiple heads going every which way. It's a monster, okay? It has to deal with toxicity. I'll give you an example. And sight, because the sun is sight. I was outside yesterday. Not yesterday, it was 2 days ago now. I noticed some bees in and out. And I'm like, uh-oh, looks to me like I have a bee problem. I needed to call the exterminator to come in and exterminate the bees because they're poisonous, toxic. I had to use toxic chemicals to get rid of the bees. They're yellow jackets, not even bees. They're not even wasps, worse than that. So you have to see some type of toxic behavior here is really what it's getting to, and it has to come to an end. The Venus-Saturn opposition is going to say enough is enough, there aren't enough boundaries, and Saturn is sitting on the Vedic side in Aquarius. It has to do with friends, your group associations, your allies, two-faced friends perhaps. It could be an older friend. Saturn is older age, so something is just growing tired, something's growing old. And like I said, Moon is a philanderer, okay? I'm not going to beat around the bush on this one. Moon has 27 different wives, has a problem with consumption. Could be alcohol. There's indications that people have a problem with alcohol, or it's just someone losing their absolute mind. It could be because someone's gaslighting. We are coming up to an area in the chart that is well known for gaslighting. I want people to be aware of that. People will be gaslighted here. You're going to be made to feel like you're the problem because that person is trying to hide the fact that they are in fact the problem. So I want people to be aware of it. There's a lot of lying. There's a lot of cheating, gaslighting. This is not a fluffy Western reading, okay? The reality is the reality. It's the fruit of the tree. People are going to get what's coming to them. This particular full moon coming up is a shock. It's going to be in Aquarius on both sides, okay? Vedic and Western. It has to do with your groups, your associations, and your allies. Something is coming to an end, period, okay? And it's got to go. Could be with alcohol. Too much. It's too much. Okay. That is the lesson here. Too much. Something that's toxic is too much. It's as simple as that. Okay. So the way out of all of this is look at your group associations and your allies. If they do not comport with your values anymore, it's got to go. That's all there is to it. It's got to come to an end. So purify. Venus is purification in Vedic astrology. Venus is water. That's when I'm talking about alcohol, too much, other women. You can see how all of this comes together, right? I'm simply putting those pieces together for people, and it has a lot to do with jealousy. So that's what's coming up today and over the next week. The full moon is a shock of lightning. And it's going to be with Saturn, so it is something coming to an end, and Moon Saturn is, generally speaking, kind of a difficult, depressing combination. So again, the way out is single-pointed focus. It's simple as that, guys. All right, enjoy the reading.